as promised, I'm going to read this, and it's in the same story, so it's remember Lot's wife. And when they brought them forth, they said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you or stop anywhere in the whole valley. Escape to the mountains of Moab, lest you be consumed." But Lot's wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Genesis 19:17 and verse 26. How willing are you to follow me? What are you willing to leave behind on the material plane to become closer to me on the spiritual plane? How much are you willing to sacrifice so you can truly move forward? Each and every day you have a choice to make, to come to me down the path I have laid out for you, or to stay where you are, no matter the consequences. It's all up to you. If you disregard my pleas and stay on the plane of your current existence, you may just end up stuck there, wondering where your opportunity went. But if you decide to listen to me, to follow my lead, you will find yourself going forward to the mountain, continually rising up higher and higher, closer and closer to me and the kingdom of heaven. Perhaps you may start out with me, but then, longing for what had been, look back at what you've left behind. Chances are that constant looking back will bring not only discontent, but more trouble in the long run. So decide, what are you going to do? Walk with me, eyes looking forward, or look back at your own peril? So, this one is about the past again. And so, I've been talking about that, and it's all in your attitude. If you're looking back and longing for your old sinful life, which I feel that's what God sees the heart. We can't see a person's heart. So Lot's wife looked back in longing for, what was ahead of her was better. And she's looking back at, the old life and a sinful life. That's what I feel. Anyways, don't know exactly what it was, but just like I always thought about Cain and Abel, that story in the Bible. And I was like, what did Cain do wrong? Well, he didn't bring the right kind of sacrifice, but also God saw his heart, that his heart was in the wrong place, and that's something like we can't see. And so, because I always kind of felt sorry for Cain. I was like, it's like he brought us a sacrifice to God too, why was his not good, but then he got jealous, and so it's all in your motivation. And that's why, like the Bible says, don't judge people, because you don't know what their motivation is. Like, again, it happened to me recently. I said something and did something, and really my heart was in the right place, honestly. But I was told, I'm only thinking of myself and blah, blah, blah. And you can't judge a person's heart, and just like, I was taking care of someone who was ill, and trying to be helpful. And someone said that I made it all about me. And I was just like, I don't know how you can make that about you when someone is dying. You can't even make that about you. I mean, that's about them. you know. I felt judged, and I was just like, how can you even say that? Like, can you see in my heart and know what my motivation is? You can't. That's why in Matthew 7, it says, judge not, you know, and that, you know, the same measure, when you judge, you're going to be judged. When you got one finger pointing this way, you got three pointing back at yourself. And, you know, stuff, you know, and in my past, I was always judging people and not using discernment and stuff, and then ignoring people's, you know, red flags and continuing on with toxic people and letting them use me and abuse me. And so that was a situation where I needed to have discernment and have a boundary, you know, and say this, okay, this is not a safe person. You know, someone said, because I talked about my date rape, you know, that always the good people get treated like dirt. And I'm taking responsibility for that because I let that happen. And I went, and that's why I never reported, I never even considered it a rape until I was telling the story to my neighbor and said, you know, I went to sleep and I went over there. He said I could sleep in the spare bedroom. I didn't sleep in the spare bedroom though, but I had all my clothes on. I didn't change into pajamas or anything, and got into bed and took my medicine, which makes me fall asleep. I was very sleepy. I was very tired. I'd been driving around all day. I felt like he had called me very early in the morning too. I felt like he knew what he was doing, and he was setting me up purposely. And but I too, you know, put myself in that situation, and there is some truth. It's annoying because it's victim blaming, but there is some truth to you teach people how to treat you, and that's what I'm learning not to do anymore. And you know, I'm pushing back, and you know, I may seem bitchy now, but I'm not gonna let people use me and abuse me anymore. So sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah. But so it's happening less and less, and I just don't you know, don't let these people be in my life. You know, someone recently said to me, you know, I'll be out of your life, you know, and I was just like, don't flatter yourself, because you know that person's not even in my life, you know, not even in my life, because I don't let toxic people in my life anymore. You know, we just happen to be in the same vicinity, you know, like working the same job or something like that, you know. And you can always encounter people like that, you know, like that you can't really avoid. You know, a lot of people have narcissistic bosses they have to deal with. You know, maybe for a time period, maybe you'll be able to get another job eventually or something. Or, you know, you have a parent, and that makes it very, it was very, honestly, here I go again. Vulnerability vomit. Here Red goes again. It was very, interesting and difficult with my dad, because I felt like, I loved him, but he just couldn't connect and couldn't love me like I really wanted him to. And hence the man trouble. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'll read you a poem. A poem that difficult poem. I'll read you a difficult poem. Here I go again. It is called, what's it called? It is called My neighbor told me to put the table of contents in the book, and I'm so glad I did. This one's on Amazon. I did it all on Amazon. I was able to go back in there and afterwards and put, she's like, it needs a table of contents. And she was kind of she was my neighbor at the big house. And she was like the first or second person to buy my book. I think maybe Joyce was the first person to buy my book. First or second person. So it's called, what is it called? I thought it was like very much in the beginning. My Chains, that's what it's called, My Chains. My Chains. I dreamed I was in high school again. I was taking a test. I hadn't studied. I was bound to fail. Dad, where are you? He's more interested in helping that single mom at the office. She could use some help. But Dad, I need you. These boys are annoying me. What should I do? Can you come to my band performance? No. Can you pick me up from practice? No. Well, whatever, Dad, since you don't have the time, at least these boys at school do. But I won't go past second base. Don't worry. I'm a good girl. Goody two-shoes, that's me. I'll be faithful, Dad, can't you see? I won't be like my brother. I won't even start drugs. I won't get locked up in the prison of addictions. I've never even touched those drugs. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? That's an Adam Ant lyric. Goody do, goody do, goody goody do shoes. No one can see inside of me. The battle's in my mind and I am losing it. There's a war raging inside my head. That annoying boy's harassing me every day. In between the inappropriate things he says and does, he smiles at me. He's kind of cute. Perhaps he does like me. Me. Dear God, today he stood on a bench and proposed. It's the nicest thing he ever said to me. But he doesn't even know who I am, or that I'm enjoying this attention. This guy is nuts over me. Go figure. Having this power is intoxicating. This can't be happening. This is limerence. I'm addicted and I can't get him out of my mind. It's like gravity, the spiral down. If he doesn't annoy me, I'm disappointed. Lord, please help me. I'm so pathetic. He makes me manic high. Mom doesn't even notice. She's trying to be both parents. At night, I hear her crying. She's dealing with your mania. But I'm sinking. It's not a dream. This is a nightmare. War is hell. Who will deliver me from the body of this death? Jesus, awake, he says, peace be still. He breaks my chains in pieces. I can breathe for the first time. I take in the warm air. I look up to heaven and whisper a prayer. Thank you. For a while, he leads me beside the still waters. He says he'll be my perfect father. up further on the mountain than I can see awaits another battle. But with Jesus, there is victory. Yep. Bye, y'all. Love you. Have a good week. Have a good Monday.